It's been a while since I've seen such a 50-50 Raw. The good stuff was really, really good. The rest... What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal, Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. And before I get into the Raw review, I want to point out a couple of things, a little bit of house cleaning, if you will. End of the month is coming. Preview panel for Elimination Chamber is coming up this Wednesday. Next Wednesday is the May edition of Ask the Phoenix. You have until next Wednesday, sort of midday, whatever you want to call it, to get in the questions for the May edition of Ask the Phoenix. That following Friday, I will be doing the fan answers for my King of the Ring / Survivor Series fan interaction that I started at the beginning of the month. But more to the point, I want to encourage all of you to check out the Wrestle ReCap show. You guys know that that Kristen and Guapo, who are two of the people that have been joining me for the preview panels, have their own channel along with Suave. They invited me to come along for the ride. We talked a little bit about Payback. We talked some preliminary Elimination Chamber stuff. We talked about Raw. We talked a little bit about NXT, but not too much. Had a good time. Go over to their channel, youtube.com/c/theblackcatfeline, and really, please check it out, because these guys do not get the attention that they deserve here on YouTube. So the least I can do for them being so hospitable to me and for joining me in all the stuff that they've been joining me on is encourage you guys, please, at your own leisure, go check out the Black Cat Feline and the Wrestle ReCap crew with special guest appearance by yours truly. Now that the house cleaning is out of the way, let's talk about Raw. As I said in my little introduction bit, the best I can say, this is me. This is, Spaz, who's notorious and becoming infamous for, finding something positive to say about wrestling when most people are just shitting on the pot. This Raw, especially for a go-home show, as I said, 50-50. The stuff that was good, and I'm going to get to that, was really good. The stuff that wasn't, really wasn't. So let's get into that. And as a shocker, as a total break from the norm, we started off Raw with a speaking bit from the Authority. The Authority comes out, they replay the Ambrose Cinderblock incident from last week. They start mocking Ambrose. They refer to him as a common thug and an undeserving challenger. They mention that the title shot was given under duress, because that's never happened in wrestling before. Rollins points out that the Authority could strip him of the title. Hell, he could fire them, but he asked them not to, because he's a fighting champion. He knows that Ambrose isn't a threat. He never was. Da-da-da-da-da. Shield history. Rah-de-rah-de-rah. I built the Shield. I destroyed the Shield. All that sort of thing. Triple H mentions that what they said last week was only a verbal contract, and a physical contract has to be signed before the match this Sunday is official. Loud Ambrose chants, obviously. Ambrose comes out, says, I don't have trouble sleeping because I don't count sheep. I count the punches that I laid on Seth's face. Beating him and punching him makes me happy. And the next time I punch him and beat him, I'm going to be the WWE champion. I'm going to be the lunatic face of the WWE. Says that when he takes over, Kane's going to wear a dog collar and J&J security are going to go around shoeless like the hobbits that they are, which is nice. They make what is now the very generic Seth Rollins is Justin Bieber reference, to which the crowd loudly chant Justin Bieber at him. New Jersey crowd tonight. I can't think of the name of the arena because I'm special. Put it down in the box below. I'm sure some people know. But the arena that they were in tonight is the last WWE event that's ever going to be held in that arena. Apparently it's being torn down soon for reasons. So it's got a little bit of a nostalgia feeling. Plus, I should say off the top, my American friends, it was Memorial Day for you guys today. Happy Memorial Day, all my respect and humbleness and all that crap. For you guys, it's not Memorial Day up here, But I get that it's your thing, and they did the video off the top like they do because, WWE, Americana, rah-de-rah-de-rah. Getting back to the point, Rollins defends Justin Bieber. for reasons. Calls Ambrose a loser and a cockroach. Ambrose refers to Rollins as the wrong end of the authority human centipede, which is fucking wonderful. Ambrose comes down to sign the contract with backup from Roman Reigns. Stephanie stops him and sets up Rollins and Kane versus Ambrose and Roman Reigns right now. Seth Rollins and Kane versus Roman Reigns. Kane and Ambrose start trading punches. Ambrose eats a turnbuckle, punches and chops by both men, and a mounted punch by Ambrose. A tag to Roman and Kane eats turnbuckle. They trade punches. Boot by Roman. Vertical suplex by Roman. Top rope elbow by Ambrose. I do feel the need to say here that if Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose are tag team champions somewhere along the line, it will not hurt my feelings at all. Hangman by Rollins on Ambrose. Vertical suplex by Rollins. Boot by Ambrose. Snapmare by Roman Reigns. Shoulder and a Samoan drop by Roman. Hangman on Rollins by Roman Reigns. Kane and J&J Security double team Roman on the outside. Rollins rides a headlock for a long time because he's a bad guy. Punch to the back of the neck by Roman. And here's the thing. Rollins tries a couple of times to twist him into a spinning neckbreaker type thing. He counters it twice, and where you think he's going to turn it into his own spinning neckbreaker, he just punches him in the back of the neck. I love that. That's fucking wonderful. Punches, kicks, elbows, a bulldog, and a suicide dive, all by Dean Ambrose, send us into the commercial break. We come back, and there's elbows and slaps by Rollins, and clotheslines, and a lariat clothesline by Ambrose, and my screen is doing something. There we go. I lost my place. A flying clothesline and a boot by Roman. A mud hole stomp in the corner by Roman. Boot by Kane. Superman punch by Roman. Elbow by Ambrose. Springboard knee to Ambrose's temple by Rollins, which I want to call the Blackout. I believe that's what it's called, back when he was Tyler Black. Again, somebody in the FCW ROH realm of fandom can correct me on that one. I believe it's called the Blackout. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But the Blackout from Rollins to Ambrose. Finisher sequence, it looks a bit sloppy between Ambrose and Rollins, and a quick roll-up, which is kind of anticlimactic, gets the win for Ambrose. Ambrose and Roman Reigns are your winners. Nice little match, and like I say, this is, again, putting the three Shield guys together and throwing in Kane. Most people don't expect much from Kane these days, and as I said on Twitter, I would really love it if Kane would put a shirt on. Didn't take away from this match, and he did his fair share of the work in this match. Great opening contest. Ambrose beats up J&J Security in the back. Rollins shoves a cameraman into Ambrose, and Ambrose decks him too, and it's a thing. They replay the John Cena-Kevin Owens confrontation from last week, which is great and wonderful, and John Cena's head snapping off the mat, off the pop-up powerbomb, makes me smile a lot. Rusev, who is now being billed as from Bulgaria and has a new intro package in Roddy Roddy Raw, is facing R-Truth to build up the Elimination Chamber for the Intercontinental Championship. Goes about as well as you would think. A slam by Rusev, a couple of elbows and a couple of kicks by Truth, but a super kick and the Accolade gets the win for Rusev. He calls out Lana as we go to commercial break. And guys, I've written out what happened. It's bad. I don't blame you if you want to fast forward a couple minutes, but I'm going to talk about how bad this was. He berates Lana, then he berates all women. Then he says that she should come back to him because they can crush America together, and begs her to come back. And then he says, you can have me, and then he, the one that's begging her to come back, says, you can have me back if you admit you're wrong. So we're doing the whole men are assholes, women need to be strong, going for the women's lib vote and all that kind of shit. It's so bad. It's just, we're playing on chauvinism, we're playing on guys are assholes and women are victims, and it's just bad. It's just bad. Lana says, no, I wasn't wrong. You said I quit. Fantastic. Rusev loses his fucking shit. You need to learn your place. He doesn't say fucking, obviously, but he says, I own you, and the crowd boos him because he's being a chauvinist, and how dare you say that to a woman? Oh my goodness. She said, Lana, I can't even, guys, this is so obviously, standing up for women will make WWE look good thing. It's just bad. But Lana says you're a liar and a quitter and a coward and I belong to no one. And to prove that she belongs to no one and she's going to stand on her own, she walks up the ramp and makes out with Dolph Ziggler. Womp womp. Anyways, in the back, Ambrose is arrested because Triple H and Seth Rollins bully the cameraman into pressing charges against Dean Ambrose, which is wonderful. Although the cameraman does say, yeah, I felt somebody shove me. And then, I didn't write it down, but sometime later in the show, they show a YouTube video of somebody shooting the cameraman, and it's... oh god, it's bad. King Barrett versus Ryback starts with a collar and elbow tie-up, a Thez press, and a basketball to the head by Ryback. A slam by Ryback, and Barrett bails. There's a lot of B's in this, so just cut me some slack. Ryback eats apron and then guardrail, working on the ribs. Barrett works on his ribs for a long time, kicks, punches, slams. He does that thing where he's sort of got him draped over the top turnbuckle and just, knees and punches, and it's a prone position, and it's working the ribs, and it's fantastic. It's telling two stories. It's telling how fucked up Ryback is from his match with Wyatt at the last pay-per-view. It's psychology in this match because you're going to go for the ribs, and it's building towards the Elimination Chamber, which has both Ryback and King Barrett in it. It's telling all kinds of stories. It's fantastic. The match isn't that fast. It's not that great. But, stomping the midsection, working the midsection, working the ribs, and a savage elbow from Barrett, which is nice, and it makes sense, and it works the midsection. A posted bow and arrow by Barrett, which is something you wouldn't expect from him. Headbutts and shoulder thrusts by Ryback. Wasteland by Barrett, which you figure would get the win, but it doesn't, and he friggin' sits there, and he paintbrushes him, and he makes fun of him, and he gets all cocky because he's a heel, and heels do that, and it's wonderful. Ryback, the only way I can really say it is Ryback hulks up, spinebuster, shell shock, Ryback gets the win. I almost feel like I should say Ryback wins LOL, but that's neither here nor there. Stardust versus Neville, and I know I saw a lot of people on Twitter when Stardust came out and says, okay, who's Stardust going to lose to this week? And they started complaining, and then when they realized that it was Neville, suddenly it was fine. Bigger story here is that Neville and Bo Dallas are going to fight on Sunday, which is fantastic. They have history. They're going to play on the history they're going to play on the history between these two from NXT, which is going to make NXT a talking point on the WWE pay-per-view, which is going to do all kinds of things for NXT. Is it not, really? But Stardust versus Neville, front face lock by Neville to start the match, a leg whip in the ropes by Stardust, working the injured leg that Neville has had injured since the pay-per-view and been selling since the pay-per-view. It's wrapped up. It is the quintessential bullseye that it is every time they talk about something being wrapped with a bandage. It's wonderful. It's a great little bit of psychology, and it's all good. Outside in, front suplex by Stardust, which is a really nice move. Stardust works the knee with a one-legged crab, and Dallas appears at ringside. Elbow by Neville, battle on the top turnbuckle between the two turns into an absolutely dirty top rope tornado DDT by Neville, followed by the Red Arrow. Now, somebody said on Twitter, the DDT, and it really was, he really friggin' spiked him hard. Probably could have gotten the win. It would have been smart to not go for the Red Arrow and not risk injuring your leg, but Neville does what Neville does. Even in victory, after the Red Arrow, his leg's fucking killing him because of all the effort expended and all that sort of thing. And, the adrenaline is gone and the pain is sinking in. So Bo Dallas gets in the ring, as only Bo Dallas can, taunting him and teasing him and talking about their match on Sunday and telling him to Bo leave, and then hitting him in the injured leg with a low drop kick, which is fantastic. In the back, we see Dolph Ziggler talking to Lana, but there's no sound. And we don't know what they're talking about. But we do know that coming up next, there's going to be a match between Ziggler and Sheamus, because you can't get enough of that match. And you might think I'm being sarcastic when I say that. I'm literally not. These guys are made to fight each other. Before that, we get a preview package / highlight reel Money in the Bank video package. It starts with shots from Money in the Bank. It ends with Seth Rollins and his eventual cash-in at WrestleMania. Nice, tying everything together. Not only is this a great match, not only is this a great pay-per-view, but it'll lead to greater things for somebody later on. Nice, neat, concise, to the point. WWE, as usual, being awesome with their video packages. Ziggler versus Sheamus as we build towards the Elimination Chamber, because both of these guys are in it. Fantastic. They start off trading punches. Ziggler eats turnbuckle, mudhole stomps by Sheamus, boot by Ziggler, and a running elbow by Sheamus. Knees to the injured forehead of Ziggler are nice because he still looks like he's got a finger taped to his forehead because of all those stitches. Sheamus rides a headlock for a long time, reminding us once more that he is a bad guy. Stomps to the head of Sheamus and... stomps to the head by Sheamus, and he tosses Ziggler outside. Sheamus eats the commentator table after trying to make Ziggler eat the commentator table. You know, Ziggler's a nice guy. He shares. Both men are tossed outside again in a awkward-looking sort of clothesline spot. Sheamus works the knee after the commentators point out quite clearly that Ziggler must have dinged his leg on the way down. We go to commercial break as we see Lana appear on the rampway. Ziggler tackles Sheamus in the corner. Irish curse backbreaker by Sheamus. Both men trade punches. Sheamus chokes him with his shin. This is a cool... It's a little tiny thing, and most people don't think much of it. Ziggler's down on the ground. Sheamus kneels, but he kneels so that the bone of his shin is what's choking Ziggler. Not only is the bone of your shin quite hard and quite long, and basically it would be like the equivalent of when Sandman did the White Russian leg sweep, except it was with the kendo stick, and it was right in your throat. Now imagine that with something the size of your shin and the entire weight of Ziggler coming down on your throat. It's nice. It's one of those things that it doesn't look like much, and it doesn't last very long in the match, and not much is made of it, but if you take a second to see what he's actually doing, it's a great little thing. Jawbreaker by Ziggler and a boot trade more punches. Top rope crossbody and a famouser by Ziggler. The brogue kick misses. Sheamus eats post, and Ziggler gets a super kick. Rusev hops up on the apron, distracting Ziggler. Ziggler super kicks him off the apron. Nice, crisp, picture perfect super kick, except it's not to the guy that he's currently in a match with. So that's great. Turns around, eats a brogue kick, Sheamus wins. Rusev beats down Ziggler after the match in front of Lana to punish her, because he's just that kind of guy. The John Cena Open Challenge. Cena comes out and talks, and talks, and talks, and talks, and talks, and talks, and talks. The entire time the Long Island crowd are chanting, "We want Ryder," which makes me smile. It is, in fact, Cena versus Ryder. Ryder, introduced by the cast of Entourage, who have been here all night, and I haven't mentioned them on purpose because they contributed nothing to the show, other than talking to Stephanie McMahon about how she was attacked by Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 3 months ago. Yeah. But, you know, hometown boy, all that sort of thing. Headlock takedown by Cena. Suplex by Cena. Suplex by Cena. Corner tackle by Cena. Double knees and a dropkick by Ryder. Corner splash by Ryder. 2 shoulders and a side slam by Cena. One of the Entourage guys gets in the ring. He doesn't do anything. He just kind of gets in the ring. Ryder scores a roll-up for 2 on Cena. And I swear to God, guys, I swear to God, yes, say whatever you want about Cena, but if they let Zack Ryder pin John Cena, just no. Just no. Broski boot for Ryder. Rough Ryder for Ryder. Ryder decides he's going to be the big I am. Go for a 450 splash. Misses him. Cena picks up his carcass for an A-Hey. Cena wins. Cena, Ryder, and the Entourage guys pose for a post-match little celebrity moment thing. Owens jumps Cena. Another pop-up powerbomb. Monstrous NXT chant is the only real cool thing about this entire segment. Owens versus Cena this Sunday. Champion versus champion. They retell us multiple times that neither championship is on the line, which is good because we know Cena's gonna win. And if they put Cena anywhere near the NXT title, I think all the YWC... I'm gonna be nice. All the NXT marks will go and hang themselves. That's a thing. Anyways, next up we have Tamina versus Paige with Bella's on commentary. And again, as I said on Twitter, Paige is so fucking sexy, it is absolutely scary. I'm just putting that one out there. But it's Paige versus Tamina, and it starts with a slap by Paige, and those, again, it's one of those, I don't know what it's called, but she hangs her up in the ropes, and she sort of has Tamina trapped in the ropes, multiple knees to the face, nice little spot. Tamina gets a headbutt and a neck vice, showing her vast moveset. Oh yes. They trade punches, they trade elbows, rolling clotheslines by Paige. A running cannonball off the apron on Tamina by Paige is fucking nice. Naomi, because she's completely irrelevant, hits Paige with a shoe. A very, very awkward Samoan drop gets the win for Tamina. Nikki on commentary and Paige just being Paige are the notable parts of this segment. Triple threat match is coming this Sunday. And once again, I have to go back to my Twitter dialogue from tonight. A running camel toe does not earn you a title. Come on, Paige. Come on, Nikki. Sort it out between the two of you. Get her the fuck out. New Day, and I don't even have much written for this. New Day comes out to talk about how unfair the tag team elimination chamber is. It's mildly entertaining. I'm usually a big proponent of New Day and how their, positive heel shtick is quite funny. It wasn't that great. Kane comes out to punish the heels. Let's think about that one for a second. Kane says the Elimination Chamber is totally fair, but what's not fair is what I have for you tonight. It's a 10-on-3 tag team handicap match featuring you guys versus all of your opponents. It's a clusterfuck. They all jump the New Day. New Day wins by disqualification, and they fight some more, and there's more brawling, and Kid and Cesaro stand tall. Now, New Day have gotten to stand tall because they're still the champions. Primetime Players made their comeback the night this match was announced, and they got to stand tall. Kid and Cesaro got to stand tall at the end of the segment tonight. So I'm willing to bet that none of them are going to win on Sunday. I'm really, really hoping, if that's the case, if our last three options are the Ascension, Los Matadors, and the Lucha Dragons, I will begrudgingly cheer for the Lucha Dragons. I really think this match on Sunday has the potential to be quite good and something we haven't quite seen before. This segment was shit. Daniel Bryan is going to be on Miz TV on the kickoff to the pay-per-view because fuck putting the focus on guys that can actually compete and be part of the show. The Authority comes out. They bring the contract with them. They brag that Ambrose can't sign it because they're smart and they got him arrested. Roman comes out because him and Ambrose are buddies and he takes on the Authority by himself and gets a beatdown. Ambrose returns in the cop car. Now let me tell you something. They're in New Jersey. When he got arrested, he got put into an NYPD command center, like, Humvee type thing. Now, the command center is not where you get put. If you're arrested, you might get, I don't know, put in a New Jersey cop car if you're in, Long Island. Yeah, Long Island, New Jersey, right? Right? Okay. You might get put into a Long Island Police Department cruiser, not an NYPD command center van. WWE was lazy on that, and yes, I'm going to call them out on it. Oh, and fuck yes. But he comes back. Not only does he come back, he's got one of the cops' jackets, and and the hat, and he's got two billy clubs with him, which is nice. Ambrose comes in, takes on the entire Authority because he's crazy, tosses Roman one of the nightsticks, and they ping-pong Rollins back and forth between the two of them with the nightsticks. Roman and Ambrose chase off the Authority. Roman, big psychotic smile on his face, just hands Ambrose the clipboard, the contract, whatever you want to say. He signs it. We've got the match for Sunday. The Authority are pissed off. End of the show. Great. It was... It's not affecting my looking forward to Sunday, because I think Sunday's going to genuinely be pretty good. You got Neville versus Dallas, which anybody that watches NXT knows will be a great match. The women's match, despite the fact that Naomi's in it, could be good. I'm intrigued to see how the Tag Team Elimination Chamber goes. We will crown a new Intercontinental Champion, which will be fine and wonderful, and I'm really thinking it's going to be Sheamus. And Ambrose and Rollins, despite the fact that we know that Rollins is going to win, is going to be a good match. Roman Reigns... Oh, sorry, and I almost forgot. We've got Kevin Owens versus John Cena, which is going to be the real main event of the night. Let's be real. Surprising that Roman Reigns isn't on the card at all. As far as the mid-card goes, surprising that Stardust isn't in one of the chamber matches when somebody like R-Truth is. Speculation about how all three members of the New Day are going to fit into one pod could be an interesting story. We're wasting... the pre-show, and yes, I'm going to sound like a Daniel Bryan hater. The pre-show is going to be shit, and I'm not going to watch it, because it's, once again, it's going to be The Miz going out there hosting Miz TV when he should be having a match. It's going to be Daniel Bryan taking up TV time, not being a contributing member of the roster. We could very easily have another match here. On the kickoff, we could have Stardust taking on somebody. We could have the reunited Wyatt family, Rowan and Harper, could have a match. The Mega Powers could have a match. We could have the Mega Powers versus the reunited Wyatt family. We could, you know, have one of the tag teams in the Elimination Chamber be attacked, and either the Mega Powers or the reunited Wyatt family could go into the chamber. We could have a lot of other things happen on this kickoff, but no, we're gonna get the sad sack Daniel Bryan boo-hoo story again. Yes, I get it. Yes, he's injured. It's sad. It's heart-wrenching. It is legitimately unfortunate, and I get that. But we already have Brie Bella popping up once a show, reminding us that Daniel Bryan is still a thing. We don't need to take up time on our pay-per-view talking about the fact that Daniel Bryan is still a thing. Yes, I know, most people don't give a shit about the matches that happen on the pre-show. I understand that, but it is still a podium. It is still a stage to get yourself out there, get yourself noticed. Hell, grab another couple of guys from NXT and give them a match on the pre-show. I would rather have that than Miz coming out and hosting his show, Daniel Bryan getting a cheap pop for probably making fun of the Miz and giving us another sob story. Just play any Daniel Bryan promo from last year, and it will be the same. I promise you. I'm looking forward to this match on Sunday. This Raw didn't help. This Raw, like I said, very even keel, very 50-50 show. Had some good shit in there. Had some really... The whole Lana Rusev thing I hate. Because it's so Days of Our Lives, Jerry Springer, I mean, when Jerry Springer was brought in to do the whole Bella thing, everybody shit on it, but Rusev's from NXT, so he can't do any wrong. Lana's from NXT, so she can't do any wrong. The double standards running rampant in the YWC are driving me nuts as well. But on the flip side of that, we're going to get a Ziggler-Rusev feud, which will be good. There's a lot of good shit that's going to happen this Sunday, but this Raw really didn't help me get any more excited than I already was. Is that a fair thing to say? There you go. Here's a Raw. Here's Spaz, the guy that defends WWE when nobody else will, and an episode of Raw that he didn't completely love. I hope that makes everybody happy in some sick, perverse way. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Please tune in this Wednesday when me and a bunch of other awesome people are going to talk more about the Elimination Chamber. Please go to youtube.com/c/theblackcatfeline and check out the Wrestle ReCap show. Not just the one that I'm on, but check them out in general. Tell them I sent you. They're great. They need more attention. They deserve more attention. Please go check those guys out. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later, but for right now, I'm tagging out. Bye, guys.
Freak like me.